Alright, today we're going to do how to play China Gold. This board starts with everything unfilled. I just went ahead and filled in a whole bunch of bubbles to make sure I have something to talk about here. Now the basics of how to play are on your turn, you flip these three discs. One of the discs has possible values of 0 and 1, another is 0 and 2, and another is 1 to 2. That allows you to get any result from 1 to 5. And the probabilities are listed in the Discord channel. I'm not going to go through that right now. You can do the math yourself if you need to. But when you need to flip up, the total number of discs here is 4. I can flip up any 4 discs that are in a conjoined line. Now that line does not have to be left and right like that one was. I could do 4 discs diagonally. As long as they make one contiguous unbroken line in any orientation. You can't do like funky lines where you're like, well, this one, this one, this one, and this one are totally in a line. No, not like that. You have to be reasonable here. Whoa. Okay, I don't know what that was just trying to pop up. I hope that doesn't do anything again. All right, here. Now, one of the players is collecting on rivers. One of the players is collecting on mountains. A mountain region are these green boxed zones. So you'll notice I have several of these green box zones almost complete. And then you also have these rivers with these blue lines connecting them. Whenever a river or a mountain is completely finished, that player collects. So let me show you what collecting would look like. If I flip these 4 resources here, I'm going to finish a mountain and collect all of the gold in it. In fact, let me, instead of flipping this tile, flip this one, because I want to show a two-parter here. As soon as I finish this mountain, I will collect all the gold in it, and it always goes active player, then other player if there's multiple collections going on. But it will also finish this river over here. So it wouldn't be the ideal way for me to do this in a real game. I just want to show you what will happen. So I flip these 4, it collects this entire 6-point mountain, and then the remaining gold in that completed river goes to him. The game continues like this, with you flipping up tiles back and forth until you get to a stage where the discs change. You'll notice, I believe the discs might have just changed. Did they just change? No, he just got a 0 on the first one. They're going to change soon. I'll explain that in a second. First, I want to tell you another thing that can happen in this process, though. During this process, a player has the option to turn up a marker. So he just did that. He hid one marker. I guess I should say turn down. One of the markers that was already gold side, so I can do this as well. He's about to collect here on this river, and I'm about to collect on that mountain. If I wanted to, though, I can go and break his by taking this one gold marker and turn it back to the other side so it's not ready to be collected. I always either flip up the marker number that I've got or turn one back down. Those are your 2 basic actions every single turn. Now, once the board starts to get a little smaller, I'm going to have him start collecting stuff quickly just to get the board a little smaller. Alright, there are 2 regions of 5 here, so I don't want to do that one. That would collect for him. I'll just do this so it'll break the region. Nope, there are 3 regions of 5. So it's going to take at least one more turn to show you what I'm trying to do here. That's perfectly fine. Okay, there it is. Once there is at most a single straight line of 5 markers, one of the discs is returned to the box. So now we have 0 to 2 and 1 to 2. So the only results we can get are anything from 1 to 4. That keeps you from having unuseful, there aren't any options for where you go. Or if you had rolled 5, you would have had to do these 5 discs at the top. Now, same thing happens when there are only 2 places you can have 4, or 1 place you can have 4. And I don't see any way to have 4 continuous discs down in this bottom. So the only place that that's happening is up top. So if I go ahead and flip these 3 discs and collect here, this will trigger the next game shift. At most, there's one line of 4 markers. In fact, it's less than that now. So all we have is the 0 and the 2. But you're still flipping a disc. Sorry, the 0, 2 is gone. All you have is the 1 and 2. And you are still flipping it in order to choose what you get. I'm going to have him trigger the true endgame here. This is where this game gets really fun. Alright, that didn't trigger it. Oh, right here. There's a line of 3 discs here, and there's a line of 3 discs here. So I'm going to go ahead and collect on this to trigger the endgame. At most, a line of 3 markers. Only one is remaining, which is these 3 right here, and it could have been none depending upon how it happened. Now we trigger the endgame. Every single turn, each player flips up 1 or 2 markers. This is where it gets incredibly strategic. In most of the boards usually collected. I just filled out the board to be able to have stuff to talk about for this video. This is not a real match. I do have other games with real matches, and we've done this in the Hive Mind on Discord, where all the players were collaboratively talking about how to do it. But now he gets to decide where does he want to collect. And his biggest region that he can finish is this one. And it won't collect anything for me, so he's probably going to flip that up and take all of that gold. Well, now I have to decide where's the biggest region that I can collect. Well, if I collect down here, that'll give him 1 here, and it'll take 1 out of his thing up there. So this might be my best, or I could collect right here, or I could collect up here. In fact, you know what? Both of us are basically about to collect up here. So I might as well be the one to do that first. Boom. You just keep doing this until all of the markers are done. There are 61 markers, so if you get 31 of them, you have triggered the win for yourself. Let's see what he does next. He takes the ones down here. I go ahead and take this big blatch in here. And I'm not sure if I'm actually going to get a successful trick your player into doing things here to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to be able to keep collecting. Let me see here. Either way that that goes, we'll do that. Any way that that goes, we'll do that. Yep, there we go. Alright. So here's a common thing that happens towards the end of the game. I must flip 1 or 2 markers. If I flip this, it'll complete his river, but not my mountain. So I can collect one of these. But then he just takes the other one, and that leaves me no options. Do I want to flip this tile or this tile? I'm only 1 cube away from winning, 1 more gold. But if I flip this, he gets to flip the other. And that will end the game 31-30 in his favor. So that's how a lot of the end games play out, kind of tricking you into doing that. This is China Gold. I hope you've enjoyed learning to play it. Please go play it some. This is a great little abstract. Enjoy.